Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening to everyone who's watching Bideshi Vibe. If you just joined, this is episode 8. Welcome wherever you are watching from all over the world. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you right here in London on a Sunday evening. As usual, time flies. We're in the season of winter where the days are very short and the nights are very long. So hopefully you'll be with us from now until the end of the show. And don't forget to like, comment, and share with your friends and family. We have a wonderful guest, and we have some important things to discuss tonight. And don't forget, we will be playing the quiz. And with me is.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. Hi, this is Kabir Ahmed here. How are you, brother Yahya?
Walaikum salam tullah. Alhamdulillah. How you doing, Kabir Bhai?
I'm very well, thank you. Another busy fortnight, and another fortnight has gone so quickly. And once again, we are very privileged to bring you this episode of Bideshi Vibes on this Sunday, 11th of October, year 2020. We have a packed 75 minutes for you with various topics that we want to discuss, and one in particular, which is very close to our hearts, which is Bangladeshi food and Bangladeshi cuisine, and the legacy of the Bangladeshis and the contribution to the United Kingdom, and what's going to be happening next, because currently it's in a current crisis at the moment. So we are going to find out some answers by speaking to a man of great wisdom, a very wise man, a totally good fella, who will be able to give us some answers to the questions that we are going to be asking in terms of what is the future for Bangladeshi cuisine and Bangladeshi restaurants in the United Kingdom. Now, if you like, first and foremost, good evening to all our viewers from all around the world. If you like, Brother Yahya said, if you like what we do, then please do like us, tag us, tweet us, share us, and follow us, and recommend us to all your friends and family and the kind of online content that you're consuming on this Sunday evening. Now, it's been another busy week in the world of economic politics and COVID, but there is only one story that we are going to start off with, and that is the disgusting and heinous crime that was committed on the 25th of September at the MC College in Sylhet, Bangladesh. Another rape, the 975th reported from January 2020 up until September 2020. It is the problem in Bangladesh, and to bring us up to speed with the story, Brother Yahya, please fill us in exactly what the current situation is right now.
Thank you very much, Kabir Bhai. It's as you can see on the screen, these are pictures of 6 of the core convicted individuals who were directly involved, and there is, I think, another 2 plus 4 more. All of these people have been caught. It sadly happened in the MC College, the Muradi Chand College, which is a very renowned educational institution in the heart of Sylhet city. It's nothing like this has happened in the last 120 plus years of the history of that particular institution. So it has disgusted Bangladeshis, Sylhetis, not only in Bangladesh but all over the world. As you probably are aware, Sylhet and Chittagong are known for its kind of spiritual strength as a community, as a region of Bangladesh, and for something like that to happen in such a place, in such a way, not one person but more than 6 people connected to this, it's absolutely disgusting, absolutely horrendous, unbelievable. To be honest with myself, rooted in Sylhet, I felt a sense of, something hit my own sense of honor of being from that part of the world where I was born. I have to give credit to the immediate authorities, as well as connected institutions like the Sylhet Court. All the lawyer society, all of them actually refused to take up the case for these guys. They were not willing to act as their defense in any shape or form, and this is actually a historical precedent set through this. And the thing is, Koirbai, you will know that the issue of rape is sadly very, very common all over the world. Southeast Asia, unfortunately, is a big victim of that, and women in those societies. Bangladesh is not the only place. Of course, India has a huge crisis with this subject matter, and probably other parts of the countries in that particular region. And in Bangladesh, as you've already clearly made that statement, that it seems like this year has been the year of so many of these cases inside educational institutions, also outside. And the thing is, this needs to stop. Siletis and Bangladeshis are calling for the highest sentence on these individuals who were directly involved with this heinous act, heinous crime. And sadly, I think we all got to find out about this very quickly because of social media, to be honest. Otherwise, many of these things are happening in broad daylight, or under the cover of light, if you like, all over Bangladesh, in different places, in different shapes and forms. But because of social media, this came to light very quickly, and I think the Sylheti people have something within their blood system to say, look, we want justice and we want it now, and they're asking and calling for the maximum death sentence of all of these individuals connected. The great thing is that all of these guys, the immediate members of this whole gang, if you like, have already been caught. The sad thing is that they have been inside that very famous educational institution, which has graduated many, many renowned men and women, past and present, and inshallah, hopefully, of future. They actually, not all of them were actual students in that particular place. There is a very widespread statement of them claiming to be connected to the current leading political party. How much and how little, I can't necessarily say, but there's a lot of it seems like a big uproar about so-called student politics in Bangladesh and political parties and what is happening in the name of politics, where something like this is organized. This didn't just happen in vacuum. These guys have kind of existed within that whole education institution as like a big gang and a mafia. They would be, I would say, they are at the bottom of the chain, so that there are people higher, above them, and they've just kind of taken advantage over time to be able to get to the situation they have. Sadly, it has to take something like this for us to discover some of the root causes of some of these issues, particularly this particular crime. And I look forward to the maximum sentence that can be offered there. I know in Bangladesh that includes the death sentence. A lot of people, it seems, are calling for that. There needs to be a very clear statement made on behalf of the people of Bangladesh, I would say, first and foremost. Secondly, on behalf of Sylhet, and thirdly, on behalf of the sanctity of a region and a place like Sylhet, where people of that region, sadly, all of these individuals were actually rooted in different parts of Sylhet. Not to say that they should have been rooted somewhere else. It just kind of, for me, it just boils my blood a lot more. And I think all of us here in the UK and across the globe need to come together in one voice to say this cannot continue, whether it's in the house, in a village, to an educational institution like a college or a university or anywhere else for that matter. And yes, definitely, I think these people should be made an example of, with the highest and the maximum sentence that is available in Bangladesh, and the people want it as soon as possible.
Absolutely, I totally agree. One of the most encouraging aspects of this horrific crime has been the amount of protesters and demonstrators, the very young girls and boys of Bangladesh, protesting in various cities where they are trying to pressure the government into what they are describing as changing or eliminating a culture of impunity. You're mentioning about the hierarchical political structure. We hope that the shameless crime, these individuals are sentenced accordingly to the crime that they've committed. And there's a lot of things that we can discuss on this particular story. Unfortunately, we don't really have time, but it deserves a episode on its own, which hopefully we will do so in the future. We advise all non-governmental organizations, including very closely affiliated charity partner of ours, the Global Development Foundation, to start lobbying the politicians of political parties of Bangladesh that are based in London in order to pressure and to lobby and to make some changes in Bangladesh to protect the women and this kind of culture of impunity. Now, moving on. Obviously, we can't. There cannot be an episode of Anna talking about Donald Trump.
I
Unfortunately,
was going to say, is it about Donald Trump?
Yes, he has. Unfortunately, he has contracted. Well, he had contracted COVID, so therefore we are deprived of the Hollywood blockbuster, which would have been the second presidential
That would
debate.
have probably been sponsored by Dettol as well, by the way, if that was
That probably would have been sponsored. And talking about sponsorship, obviously this episode is sponsored by the European Probashi Bangladeshi Association. Probashi, by the way, means residing in a different country or
as
an
in
immigrant.
diaspora.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue very beautifully. So we have to mention our sponsors there. This episode is sponsored by EPBA. Just before we move on, there is one story that really caught my attention. And it's a fantastic story. And it's about James Murdoch, the youngest son of the media tycoon Rupert Murdoch, who has detached himself from the family business because of what he feels that the News Corporation of Fox News, Sky News, and as well as various other publications, they are legitimizing disinformation. In other words, fake news. Okay, he also has put his support for the upcoming election to Joe Biden, and he has accused Donald Trump of inciting and increasing hate crimes since he's been into the office. Now, James, we applaud you for a moral compass, and also I believe he's now looking at investing in startups in order to tackle fake news as well as abuse and spam on the internet. So he's trying to fix the internet. I
So
personally feel,
does that mean he's going to go into a battle with his own father?
well, what it basically means is a man who's basically woke, okay, woke, which is the new terminology now, and he wants to invest in startups. So if you're watching James Murdoch, I'm in Bideshi vibes, and James Murdoch is a recipe and a cocktail for world-class media. If you're watching, please get in touch. We're happy to exchange ideas. Okay,
Thank
now
you, James.
now, moving on. Now, what do the Lebanese, the Turkish, and the Italians have that unfortunately is lacking in the Bangladeshi community or within Bangladesh as such? And that is patriotism and passion and pride of ownership of food and its restaurants. Now, with COVID-19, the restaurant sector has been decimated, restaurant sector has been decimated, and Bangladeshi restaurants are not immune from that kind of crisis. In fact, long-term observers, critics, and skeptics will say that the decline for Bangladeshi restaurants, as such, set in a decade ago, 10 years ago. So let's find out why. As we speak to an expert, a true patriot, and a man of great wisdom, and an expert in Bangladeshi restaurants, Mr. Shanawar Khan, known as Uncle Shanawar Khan to us now. Salam alaikum and good evening.
Assalamu alaikum to you, Baba. Thank you very much for having me today. And thanks you, Mr. Yahya Akhlis uncle as well. And thanks to the Bideshi guys. And I hope for the young generation came forward to boost up this our industry, boost up our community, as well as across the country, as well as across the Europe. And I would like to thanks to your background people who are working hard for tonight's successful program. I'd like to thanks to them, and on behalf of European Probashi Bangladesh Association, as well as British Bangladesh Caterer Association, as well as my bread and butter Cafe Goa from Cafe Goa as well. So
Well,
thank you to me again to having me this evening.
Well, thank you so much for actually taking the time to join us. By the way, we'd like to thank you for the background as well. It looks absolutely beautiful. This is Cafe Goa, right? Where is it based, can I ask?
Cafe Goa based in village called Barton Clay, which is look from Luton, 5 mile away from Luton. That's a tiny village called Barton Clay.
Okay,
And
fantastic. So tell us, how long? I mean, okay, when we decided to do this episode on something very personal, intimate from us, I phoned one of my dear mama, Shaista, who's in Carshalton. I think you know him, and most people that are watching probably know him as well. And I
yeah,
said to him, Mama, I want to discuss Bangladeshi restaurants. And you know what he said to me? He said to me, nephew, when I arrived in this country, I had absolutely nothing. The Bangladeshi restaurants gave me shelter, 3 meals a day, and a platform to build my life and a career to become an entrepreneur. Now it has given me everything, right? It's a wonderful story from having absolutely nothing to almost having everything or having everything as such. and that he is not a unique example. Yourself are an example. And everybody watching, there are a number of examples of these types of stories. So please tell us, why is there a stigmatization within the current generation, the generation beforehand, of restaurant ownership, and why are we less patriotic about our food than, say, for example, the Lebanese or the Italians or the Turkish currently?
First of all, thank you to Shaista Bhai. He is a friend of mine, and what he said to you, one of the good story he's telling you, because Bangladeshi cuisine is give us a shelter. When I came in this country, long time ago, I don't have any place to go. I don't have any food to eat. I don't know where I'm going to stay in the night. But only the place I found, who is our fourth generation, who found it as 1960, that's a curry industry. And বাংলায় কয় এটারে কারি শিল্প। এই কারি শিল্পরে যখন তারা স্টাবলিশ করছে এই দেশও, আমরার কর্মসংস্থান হইছে, আমরার আইডেন্টিটি হইছে, আমরার থাকার ব্যবস্থা হইছে, আমরার ফ্যামিলিরে ফিড করার ব্যবস্থা হইছে, আমরার জেনারেশনরে এডুকেশনের দেওয়ার ব্যবস্থা করা হয়েছে, আমরার জেনারেশনরে এই সোসাইটির এস্টাবলিশ করা হয়েছে। এই সোসাইটিতে আমরার খারিরে, আমরার চিকেন টিক্কা মশালারে, আমরার চিকেন মাদ্রাজরে তারার ন্যাশনাল ফুড হিসাবে অ্যাপ্লাই করা হয়েছে। সো আই এম এ প্রাউড টু বি এ curry restaurateur. I am a proud to be a representing of this curry industry. This is my identity of out of Bangladesh, especially in United Kingdom as well as all over the Europe, all over the country. So I am proud to be Bangladeshi. I am proud to be a restaurateur. I am proud to be cook as a chicken madras. I am proud to be a chicken cook as a chicken tikka masala. So I salute them who established this industry in this country, and gradually we've been lead this industry slowly. This industry is getting bigger and better, but certainly this world is getting is a big difficulty of coronavirus. So a coronavirus lagia, this in not only this industry, all type of industry is being collapsed now, and especially our industry is been getting collapsed. I'm not saying it's collapsed yet, not yet. It's going to be. Because of that, our generation not come forward in joining this industry. Our generation is to the industry they join for, like yourself. Look at you, what you are doing. You are doing media. That's a fantastic one. But if you come to join in this industry, your modern thinking, your modern ideology, modern equipment, this business will be bigger and better, and this industry will be more bigger. As you know that this industry contribution in the British economy is the highest one, is bigger than steel industry.
Wow.
Do you know that?
Absolutely.
Five,
Wow.
5.2 billion.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Wow.
not a joke. It's not a joke. So
Mhm.
we are আমরা যারা এই ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে লিড করলাম, আগামী জেনারেশনে যদি আমরা লেগেসিটারে কন্টিনিউ করে, তাহলে এই ইন্ডাস্ট্রি ইজ এ বিগার। আমরার আইডেন্টিফিকেশন মানুষে দে ডাজন্ট নো যে উই আর ফ্রম বাংলাদেশ। পিপল নোজ উই আর ইন্ডিয়ান because we run the Indian restaurant. But my voice is to the Indian restaurateur, all Bengali people. We must brand our name as a Bangladeshi cuisine. That is my
Fantastic.
message tonight. By
I
That
think,
is
I think that's a wonderful statement that Mr. Khan has shared with all the viewers of Bideshi Vibes. Wherever you're watching from, this statement is very important. And I think it resonates with me as well, that we're talking about the Bangladeshi cuisine. This is not an Indian cuisine. Bangladeshis have contributed the last 60 years of the identity of this cuisine in this part of the world, in the UK and in Europe. And Bangladeshis, you know, through it, they've started their journey in this country, but their journey resonates back in Bangladesh. You know, a lot of people and families and spaces and places have benefited directly as a result of this story, which is the Bangladeshi cuisine story. And we, as the second and I hope the third generation, we have to find a bridge that can connect so that we can cross through it and lead this industry like other you know communities who are known for their food. The curry is something that was known and should still remain so. If innovation is required, then the innovation needs to be given opportunity to, and we need to connect up our future generation, particularly the second generation, people of our age, to this industry, so that the legacy can continue and the true identity of curry should become the Bangladeshi curry.
That's true,
So
very true. So that's
absolutely.
why, please carry on, carry on.
No, no, carry on, Uncle. Go on. It's your show. Go
Yeah.
carry on.
Well, you see, let me tell you something.
Yes.
You know this curry industry. Do you know what he gave us? He gave us a life.
Yeah.
This curry industry, not only life, he giving our relative, our parents, our all surrounding people who live in back home. So what we are doing, we are making money here through this industry, and we are feeding them. Our generation going to the university, college, they are not involved anymore only curry. They are spread up in everywhere. Go to the medical, go to the engineer, go to the software, go to the bankers, all are all over there because of this curry industry. And not only that, lot of people been becoming established businessmen in overseas as well. Like example, bankers, property developers. They have a big identity in not only Europe, in back home. Like example, lot of people they have been kept bank owners in Bangladesh. Do you know how? Through this curry industry. Lot of people make a big house. Do you know how? Through this curry industry. Lot of people make a madrasa, mosque, on all this. How? Through this money. All our money generated from Bangladeshi people in UK. That's why our curry is more popular. More popular will be if next generation come forward and join this industry. This 2015, we established a association called British Bangladeshi Catering Association. That time I was the founder, and that time I made this slogan: this generation, this association for the future generation.
Yes.
If this generation come forward, they will establish modern software. Used to be our parents, our relative who took the order through the pen and paper. Nowadays, children are taking order through the iPad. Order coming online. They're using modernized software. So look, we are not here anymore in 1960. We are 2020, and this is the time, this 2020, we should start branding Bangladeshi cuisine, not money more for Indian cuisine. So my message, we should network with young generation, as we should do the seminar, and as well as like yourself, you guys, you should call the young generation to take the interview and ask them how in our industry. Like my son, I convert my son from other job he do. I said, look, Baba, what you are doing, you are not making money. Come forward. What he done? He enjoyed the business now. He's enjoying. He's making money. He's saving his money because he's eating here. He's living there. And whatever the money is end of the night, he's having in the end of the week. This is in his pocket. So obviously, this is the fantastic industry. My request to you guys, encourage the generation to join this industry. This industry don't be undermined. This industry is a big industry, and there is a lot of money is there as well. If you run in proper way with the proper manner, like if I go to your home, if you welcome me on your door nicely, example, then I will come again and again your house. Then same thing, if you're going to welcome to your restaurant or customer as your guest, and give them a freedom and give them a good treat, they will come again and again. So once they come twice a week, you see your revenue automatically will be double. So my request again and again, start branding Bangladeshi cuisine, start encourage the generation to come forward to join this industry. And look at this another things. You know Anamali, British
Yes.
Career Award. He is the man. He is the man. I should repeat again, he is the man who take this industry is the higher level.
Yes.
We are working in the same platform, but what quality he got, what he's doing, we are trying everybody to take this as a mainstream. The only British Career Award, as well as there is so many other career award there. Everybody's trying, but he, I don't know why, he's doing something bigger and better. Like Vindaloo visa, a lot of people are enjoying now. To bring the people from the overseas. I was in that day in the British Career Award, and the Vindaloo visa was being declared by one of the deputy leader of the Lib Dem that time, and the Vindaloo visa. Now everybody enjoying me and myself. The under leadership of Anomaly before the Brexit election, we went to the 10 Downing Street. I'm so lucky to be there, and I grateful to Mr. Anomaly too. We went there and we lobbying for the how the bring the staff because the staff was short. আমরা ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে স্টাফ নাই স্টাফ হল লাগি আমরা করছি কিতা ব্রেক্সিটর আগে তারে গেছি আমি দেখছি এনামালিয়ে ফ্রন্ট বইয়া কিভাবে কইছই যে তোমার লগে আমার ফ্রেন্ডশিপ যাইতো কি পারে বাট আমি আমার ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে বাঁচাইতে হইব আমরা সবে কিন্তু লুক এট দিস আমরা কিন্তু আমরা পার্সোনাল ইন্টারেস্টে যদি সরাইয়া রাখি এবং আমরা ইন্ডাস্ট্রির লাগি ওয়ার্ক করি আমার পার্সোনাল I don't have anybody to hide anything. What I feel, আমি মনে করি যেটা রাইট আমি ওটা কই আমার কথা হলো আমি ডেমনস্ট্রেশন করছি তুমি জানো ডেমনস্ট্রেশন মেবি ইউ ডোন্ট নো দ্যাট টাইম ডেমনস্ট্রেশন করিয়া আমরা ইরেগুলার মানুষের চাইছি রেগুলারাইজ করা বাট এটা আমরা মাঝে লবিং করা ইউ ক্যান নট ফোর্স দ্যাট যে তুমি গভর্নমেন্টে কইবাই আর তোমার এই স্টাফ দিলেইব মাফ করি ইজ নট তুমি লবিং করতে আমার কাছে আর্গুমেন্ট করতে পারো আমার কাছে আপিল করতে পারো যে প্লিজ কনসিডার আস টু সেভ আওয়ার ইন্ডাস্ট্রি দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ওয়ে আমরা ডাউনিং স্ট্রিটে গেছি আমরা হাফ এন আওয়ার আমার লোকে আমরা ক্রস করছি তার ফল আজকে আমরা পাইলাম কোনো গাছ যদি ইফ ইউ একটা গাছরে যদি আজকে একটা বেবি যদি বর্ন করো এই বেবি ইজ নট গোনা বি রান দ্য কার টুমরো মর্নিং ইউ নিড টু ওয়েট ফর অ্যানাদার 15 ইয়ার্স টু হি ড্রাইভ এ কার
Thank you very much, Mr. Khan. Thank you.
আমরা 10 ডাউনিং স্ট্রিটে ফাউন্ডেশন দিছি ডেভিড ক্যামেরনের কাছে এনামালির নেতৃত্বে তার ফল ফ্রম নেক্সট জানুয়ারি থেকে পাইবাই সবে মানুষ আনতে পারবাই ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে সেভ করতে পারবাই I should say thanks to the Anomaly, thanks to the rest of the curry industry people, as well as British Bangladeshi Catering Association as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khan. That was very, very important few points that you've made. Kabir bhai, I know you wanted to make a point. Do you want to come in?
Yes, I would. I mean, I'm totally mesmerized by Uncle Shahnur and the true passion that he's demonstrating. That's exactly what we need. We are going to come back to you to discuss in greater detail of some of the issues that the industry is currently facing, and hopefully we can find some solutions for it. Now, you are watching fb.com/Bideshi Vibes on this 11th of October 2020, a show sponsored by the European Probashi Bangladeshi Association. If you like what we do, please like us, tag us, tweet us, share us and follow us, and tell the whole world about the kind of online content that you are actually watching on a Sunday evening. Now, it's that time of the day, a bit later than scheduled, simply because of our guest fashion, where we actually ask our audience to join in and become interactive with us and win a prize. This week's prize is, of course, a book of football poetry by Emdad Rahman MBE, who's kindly gifted us two of his books to actually hand out as gifts for our interactive quiz with the viewers, which is Crack the Code, as you all know. There's going to be 6 questions. The first alphabet of each answer, you unscramble it, then you scramble it, and it will be relevant to something in Bangladesh. So 6 questions, the first alphabet of each answer, unscramble it, and it will be relevant towards something in Bangladesh. The prize this week is a football poetry book by author Emdad Rahman MBE. So this week's Crowd the Code challenge is...
Kabir bhai, it will also be signed by him.
It'll be signed by him. Amazing. Fantastic. He's a great guy. We had him on our last show. An absolutely angel. And thank you very much for the donation, Brother Emdad Rahman MBE. The 6 questions for this week are... Question 1. What extremely hot chili used in dishes in the Indian subcontinent is also known as the viper pepper? Very nice. Question 2. Yeah, bye.
What popular vegetarian curry dish is made using mainly potatoes and cauliflower? So what popular vegetarian curry dish is made using mainly potatoes and cauliflower? Mr. Khan can't take part, can he? It's not for him, it's for everyone else.
I know the answer.
Please keep it to yourself, Mr. Khan.
No, I don't want to mention anything. You carry on.
Okay.
Well, that is delicious as well. I know exactly what it's called. Question 3, please. Uncle Shahnur, would you like to read it out?
What name is given to the Clearfield butter frequently used in curry dish?
What name is given to the clarified butter frequently used in curry dishes? Fantastic. Question 4, please.
Right.
Mm.
What name is given to a popular yogurt based drink served in Indian restaurants that can be made either sweet or savory? I wish I could have a glass of that right now, Kobe Bhai.
Okay, we need to rephrase that question. What name? Can we have question 4 again, please? Question 4. It's not there. Okay, so it was Indian.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
think
want
I
to
think
be Indian.
question
Here
4
we
is
go.
there.
Thank you. What name is given to a popular yogurt-based drink served in Bangladeshi restaurants that can be made either sweet or savory? Delicious. Question 5.
that's it.
Uh,
Go for it.
what name is commonly used to describe a pickle condiment used in curries? And question 6.
That's the last one. What word can be used to refer to a famous type of curry as well as a bucket? What word can be used to refer to a famous type of curry as well as a bucket? And now you don't tip the whole curry over your head, just to let you know. Okay.
and And these are 6 questions for this particular week. You know the rules. The first alphabet of each particular answer, and scramble it, and it will be relevant to something in Bangladesh. Now, we do not recommend that you use Google to answer these questions, but even if you did, we wouldn't know about it. So all the best to you. We will announce the winner at the end of the show. Now, coming back to our discussion, a very beautiful and passionate discussion. Now, this is a scenario here. If I walked in my hometown high street 12 to 15 years ago, they would have said, "Oh, look, it's Ali's son. Tell your dad I'll be round for my lamb address later on." That would be from a Roger or a Keith or a John or a Deborah or a Lindy. Now, that was a love affair of England with the curry throughout the country's villages and towns. Common as Pauline Fowler asking Doc Cotton for a drink at the Queen Vic in EastEnders. EastEnders is still going strong, but the luster for curry has disappeared. Please tell us why that is the case.
15 years ago, the people were so friendly. They help each others, and their communication was very closely. Nowadays, we are too modern, too fast. These days is gone. Uncle, আমরা আগে জন ছেড়িয়ে দেখলে কইতে তোর বাপরে কইছে আজকে আমি খারি খাওয়াতাই না। আর আজকের জবানা তিটার কয় না, কারণ টু ফাস্ট হয়ে গেছি আমরা। আমরা 20th সেঞ্চুরিত বাস করলাম। এখন আগে ইংলিশে ঘুরে জিকাইলে বলে, can you tell me where is this NW2? হে কিতা করতো, grab your hand, maybe he's going to take you there. But এখন হে কইব just ignore you. তো আগর those days is gone. আগের চিকেন মাদ্রাজ হে কইতো কিতা কইতো, hey, tell your father I'm coming to Amige Lamb Madras tonight, let me cook, ask him to cook nicely. আর এখন এটার হয় না, কিতালাই কইতো হে এখন everywhere is curry house. যেবাই যার দেখের খারি হাউস, যেবাই দেখের এভরিওয়্যার আছে। সো আমরা এটারে আর ক্রিয়েট করতে পারতাম না। যে দিন যায় ই দিন ফিরত আয় না। তো অবভিয়াসলি আমরা ক্রিয়েট করতাম হইব, আমরা ওয়েলকাম মেসেজ থাকতেইব ওলা যে আমরা প্রিভিয়াসলি যেলা আমরা জেনারেশন ডে কাস্টমারে খুঁজিয়া বাইর করছে, উই মাস্ট আগে যেটা আমি মেনশন করছি, তোমার ঘরে আমি গেলে তোমার ওয়েলকাম মেসেজ কিলা থাকতেইব। সিমিলারলি রেস্টুরেন্টও বা কোনো ব্যবসা প্রতিষ্ঠানও ওয়েলকাম মেসেজের উপর ডিপেন্ডস করবো। টু আফটারনুন তোমার ফুয়ারে অন দ্য ওয়ে স্কুল থেকে পিক আপ করায় হয়তো টু টেল ইউর ড্যাড আই এম কামিং টুনাইট টু হ্যাভিং এ ল্যাম্ব মাদ্রাস। বুঝছো নি? থ্যাংক ইউ।
No problem. Tell us, what has happened over the last 10 years? What is the current status of play in the Bangladeshi restaurant sector? What is the problem? Let's look at the solutions now. What is the actual problem right now? Why can it not be as popular as it used to be?
I already mentioned to you, Uncle, earlier that our senior generation, they are getting retired. তারা রিটায়ার্ড হয়ে গেছেন অনেক, স্লোলি এক্সিট করতে ব্যবসা থেকে। আর এই গ্যাপটারে ফিল আপ করা না। এই গ্যাপ ফিল আপ করতে হইলে আগে স্টুডেন্টর অ্যাক্সেস আছিল নিজস্ব আওয়ার, স্টাফরে ইজিলি আনা যাইতো বাংলাদেশ হোক, ইন্ডিয়া হোক, পাকিস্তান হোক, সাবকন্টিনেন্ট থেকে। These days is gone. Now immigration rules are very tight to have these people, and as well as the criteria maintain করা লাগে ইমিগ্রেশনের, যেমন স্যালারি হাই স্যালারি দেখানি লাগে, those salary is not affordable in Indian restaurant. So এই স্যালারি একটা একটা কোয়েশ্চন, স্টুডেন্টের একটা কোয়েশ্চন, এই এবারে আমরা সিনিয়র জেনারেশন যারা এক্সিট করছেন এরারে ফিল আপ করা যায় না। আমি মনে করি দিস ইজ দ্য থ্রি থিংস আওয়ার ইন্ডাস্ট্রি ইজ ডে বাই ডে কলাপসর ফটো যান। হ্যাঁ, এটার কি রেহাই পাই চলে, যেমন বিন্ডালু ভিসা যেটা আমি আগে মেনশন করছি, এটা হয়তো কিছু মানুষরে আনা যাইব ইউরোপ থেকে নাই, বিভিন্ন সাবকন্টিনেন্টাল থেকে ট্রেনিং প্রাপ্ত, এবং আমরার জেনারেশনটাও এনকারেজ করা লাগবো টু জয়েন করবার লাগি এবং সেভ দিস ইন্ডাস্ট্রি। তো আমি মনে করি দিস ইজ দ্য অনলি ওয়ে সলভ দিস। এবং এই রেস্টুরেন্ট আরেকটা কোয়েশ্চন যেটা আমি মনে করি, একটা এলাকাতে হয়তো একটা রেস্টুরেন্টের যোগ্যতা আছে। এখন আমি আমার রেস্টুরেন্টে কাম করে এক্সে মনে করে আই এম ডুইং গুড, হে কি একটা করছে নেক্সট ডোরও ভাই দিছে রেস্টুরেন্ট একটা পারমিশন হে খুলে দিছে, তখন হোয়াট হি ইজ ডুইং, হে আমার বিজনেস নেন, হি ইজ নট জেনারেটিং বিজনেস ফ্রম আদার সাইড। সো দিস ইজ অ্যানাদার ইস্যু, উই মাস্ট থিঙ্ক দোজ থিংস। যে এক জায়গাতে যেমন ফিশ এন্ড চিপস ইংলিশ রেস্টুরেন্ট আছে, তারা ফিশ এন্ড চিপস যেন একটা আছে দুইটা করে না। তুমি ভালো করে চোখ ক্লোজ ইউর আইজ এন্ড হ্যাভ আ লুক হোয়াট আই এম সেইং। বাট আমরা কিটা করি, আমরার মাঝে এই যে একটা মানসিকতার গ্যাপ আছে, উই মাস্ট কাম আউট ফ্রম অল দিস। এতে হইব কিটা জানি, তোমারও বিজনেস জেনারেট করতে পারবো, তুমি একটা ডিস্টেন্স ওয়েজেসও নিতে পারবে এবং ইন্ডাস্ট্রি সেভ করতে পারবে। আর আমার বিশ্বাস ইন্ডাস্ট্রির ফিউচার ইজ বেটার এবং আরো সুন্দর আছে যদি আমরা এটারে প্রপার লাইক ইউর সেলফ, তোমার তান 10 জনরে আমি রিকোয়েস্ট করবো, তোমার তান নেটওয়ার্ক করো, ইয়াং জেনারেশনরে আকৃষ্ট করো, ফিমেল কিছু মানুষের এনকারেজ করো টু জয়েন করবার লাগে। আমরা এত ফিসে কিতা লাগে, এদেশের ইংলিশে দেখো ছেলে মেয়ে তারা সবাই কাম করে, আমরার জেনারেশনের আমরার বাচ্চা কাচ্চা আছে যারা তারা অন্যান্য সেক্টরে কাম করে। আমার ওয়াইফ তোমার মনে করো তোমার আন্টি বা অন্যান্য যারা তারা এটা তাইছে না, তারা এনকারেজ করতাম হইব, তারা একটু হেল্প করতো মিনিমাম উইকেন্ডও। এতে হইব কিছু জানি, এতে তোমার কিছুটা fill up with gap এবং you can save some revenue too as well.
Uncle,
yes,
talking about how to fill this labor shortage. This is exactly what we're now going to be discussing. You mentioned female participation. We will come on to that very, very shortly. What I wanted to ask you, okay, the Vindaloo visa was there. Now that's an international solution, a diplomatic solution between Bangladesh and the United Kingdom. What about homegrown solution? Let me give you an example. If I was to go to an American franchise of fast food, I will find somebody with a Bangladeshi name, with a name badge. If I go to a chicken shop, I will find somebody who's Bengali with a Bangladeshi name badge. If I go to a supermarket, I will find Bangladeshi men and women working in the supermarket. So tell me something. Why can't the labor shortage be covered and the deficit covered and the gap shortened, or at least the gulf shortened through homegrown labor recruitment? What have Bangladeshi restaurants have not done in order to entice and attract the homegrown that are currently working with, say, for example, the supermarket or the American franchises or a chicken shop? It's the same wage. In fact, the Bangladeshi restaurants offer shelter, 3 meals a day, ambience, as well as the way competitive wages. So why would they want to work for a chicken shop or a McDonald's or a Tesco and not in a Bangladeshi restaurant?
I found 2-3 reason is that number one reason hলো uncle timer যে factor আছে, our time is not right. আমরা জেনারেশনের তারা চায় 9 to 5 জব করতো, ইভিনিং they like to spend with their wife and families. And our time is in the evening trade, we do evening trade. So this is very barrier of the time. Number two, আমরা যারা কাম করি, এটা কিন্তু আমি বাংলায় কইতাম হইব, আমরা করি কিতা জানি, আমরা গভর্নমেন্টর ফান্ড থাকি পয়সা নিবার লাগি বেতন নিরাম 500 পাউন্ড, আর আমরা ইয়া কই আমরা শর্ট দেখাইও 120 পাউন্ড। এটা অ্যানাদার একটা ইস্যু আছে। এখন তুমি যদি তোমার প্রপার ওয়েজেস তুমি দেখাও, তাহলে এখানে তুমি হৌ টাইপে মেনটেন করিয়া যদি তুমি রেস্টুরেন্ট চালাও, তুমি একজন বাংলাদেশি খাম করাইতে পারতে না, কেউ কাম করতো না। This is reality. This is real scenario we are facing. আমি একটা এক্সাম্পল হই, আমার প্লেস এজনে কইরা আমি খাম দেখাইতাম না, আমার ফর দ্য টাইমিং আমার অসুবিধা আছে, বছর যার 6 মাস যার 1 বছর যার, আমি কিটা করতাম আমার কোনো সাজেশন আসেনি এর লাগে আমরা করতাম হইব কিটা জানি যে আমরা যদি প্রপার চিকেন শপ অন্যান্য শপ আমেরিকান বার্গার ম্যাকডোনাল্ডস ইটাল্লাখান যদি তুমি করতে চাও ভেরি ইজি আমরা সেভ করতে পারবো ইজ গুড ফর আস আমরাও মানি সেভ করতে পারবো আমরা যে পয়সা এখন পে করি তার 50% পয়সা আমার মনে হয় না আমরা নষ্ট হইব করি তখন হইব কিটা তখন বোঝা যাইব যে রিয়েল সিনারিও কুনানো ইট ইজ নট এ বিগ ডিল এর লাগে আমরা করতে হইব কিটা জানো নি আগামী জেনারেশন আমরা যে হ্যাবিট যেটা আমি বাংলায় ওসেন্সে করাম আমার ইনো কাস্টমার বই সেটা বুনের আমরা ইনোর যে হ্যাবিট যেটা হইছে হ্যাবিটটারে চেঞ্জ করতে গিয়া যেমন আমি স্মোক করি না নাই এখন আমি যদি ওয়ান স্মোক করা শুরু করি আমার হ্যাবিটটারে চেঞ্জ করতে সময় লাগবে আমরা যে হ্যাবিটে অভ্যস্ত এই হ্যাবিটটারে চেঞ্জ করিয়া আনতে হইলে সময়ের দরকার এতে আমরা ফিউচার এর লাগে আমি বারবার কইরাম ব্রিটিশ বাংলাদেশি ক্যাটার অ্যাসোসিয়েশনের জন্ম হয়েছে 2015 সালের 10th of June এই স্লোগান নিয়ে আগামী প্রজন্মদেরকে কিভাবে আকৃষ্ট করে এই ইন্ডাস্ট্রিরে কিভাবে মডার্নাইজেশন করা যায় এবং একটা প্রপার ইন্ডাস্ট্রি হিসাবে আরো বড় করা যায় এর লাগি ব্রিটিশ বাংলাদেশ ক্যাটার অ্যাসোসিয়েশনের দরকার আর আমার মেসেজ দিব থ্রু ইউ গাইজ ডু দ্য নেটওয়ার্কিং এন্ড ট্রাই টু এস্টাবলিশ যারা অন্যান্য ইংলিশ স্টুডেন্ট হলে করে আমরা করতাম আমরা পারবো দিস ডেজ আর নট দ্যাট ফার আমি দেখি আর these days is very close by us.
Mr. Khan, thank you for that. I've got a question connected to this, which is to do with. I know earlier we mentioned that one of the reasons why a lot of people are not being attracted, particularly second generation, is because of the unsociable hours.
That's
when
right.
We're working during the day 9 to 5 period. But here's the idea. See, within that, when we talk about innovation, is it not possible to make the curry be available within that period of 9 to 5? Does it have to be as traditional? Can there be no innovation? I've recently seen someone opening up a pizza shop which is based around the whole idea of curry. So the topping, the different types of pizza is based on on different curry toppings, for example. So can we not look at innovation like this?
Let me tell you one thing. Tomar ammai jokhon your mom when is going to be cook in home, that is real curry. আর আমরা রিয়েল খারি খাইতে হইলে এলা টপিং দিয়া খারি খাইতে না ইগো পিজা নাই পিজারে বাড়ি মারলায় আর টপিং দিলাইলাই এই খারির যত ধরনের স্পাইস যায় আমরা স্পাইস অনুযায়ী আমরা খারির প্রাইসও কম আমরা খারি খাইতে হইলে এটা ইভিনিং গোল লাগে এটা সুইটেবল ফর দ্য ইভিনিং
Uncle Sean,
তারা দিনও কাজ করে সরি ক্যারি অন আঙ্কেল.
Okay, Uncle Sean, can I just come in? Just before this question, we are talking about the labor shortage here. I agree and I understand everything you told me. But from our perspective, looking at the economic perspective, if I'm earning a wage working at a McDonald's or a KFC or a Tesco, I could earn the same wage working in a Bangladeshi restaurant in its hours, lunchtime and the evening. I get a bed, I've got shelter, so I save money on rent. I have 3 meals a day. I have a network of support of colleagues. I do not agree that the labor force, that the gap we have cannot be filled by homegrown talents. I believe that, and you correctly mentioned, I believe there has to be correct code of ethics and practices in Bangladeshi restaurants. I think a lot of restaurants, the previous generations, the ones that built the legacy, they have, maybe there is a tarnish and a stigmatization involved in the restaurant. That's why these students don't want to work in Bangladeshi restaurants because of the tarnish stigmatization. They feel that the environment maybe is not for them. That is what the restaurateurs have to change to attract the same people that are working elsewhere in order to fill the job gaps. What do you feel?
Uncle, mindset is very important. You have to be this is my industry. First of all, ঘুম থেকে উঠিয়েও তুমি কিটা করো ঠিক বাস করো তারপরে ব্রেকফাস্ট করো কিটা ব্রেকফাস্ট ট্রেডিশনাল বাংলাদেশি ব্রেকফাস্ট আইদানা ব্রেড খাইবা টোস্ট খাইবা অমলেট খাইবা রাইনি দিস ইজ এ হ্যাবিট আমরা হইছে কি আমরা মাইন্ডসেটের মাঝে ঢুকাই দিছি যে এই ইন্ডাস্ট্রি আমরা লাগি না আমরা আওয়ার হিসাবে যদি তুমি আমরা এখানে ওয়ার্কারটা নেই একাম করতো না কিটা লাগি জানো নি এ খামর মাঝে আইয়া তোমার 8 আওয়ার্সর খাম হয় যদি এ কিতা বড় বসে গ্রহ এখন ন্যাশনাল ওয়েজেস 8 পাউন্ড তো এই টাওয়াটার 64 pound হে ডে হে বানাইলো তার তাকি তার ট্যাক্স ম্যাক্স কাটিয়া হে কত পাইব
Nothing.
45
Yeah, exactly.
এর লাগি করার কিতা জানো নি হে মনে করে নো লেট মি আমার ফিক্স ওয়েজেস করিলাই and আমি I know end of the night if I don't do job আমি maybe I can go out for 10 minutes maybe I'm sitting in the back of the is not busy maybe I'm watching my phone so হে মনে করে this is another good time for him and end of the day he knows how much he's getting আর তুমি অন্যান্য রেস্টুরেন্টও করলে হিসাব হিসাব করিয়ালাই কইছি পিওআই এনআই অল দিস যদি কেউ পে করে আমরা যারা ওয়ার্ক কাম করে যে ওয়ার্ক ফোর্স আমরা আছে তারা এটা করতে চায় না বিকজ তার অন্য বেনিফিট আছে অন্যদিকে বেনিফিট ক্রিয়েট করে এর লাগি আমরা করতে হইব কিন্তু জানি আমরা নেটওয়ার্ক করতে যারা ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে লিড করে এখন মাই রিকোয়েস্ট অল লিডার হলোর কাছে যে আমরা নেটওয়ার্ক করতাম হইব আমরা ইন্ডাস্ট্রি আরো মডার্নাইজ করতে হইব এখন তুমি মনে করো তোমার রাইসের দাম আগে 2 পাউন্ড বেশি তাই এখন যদি 2 পাউন্ড বেশো তুমি রাইস দিয়ে খাবার করতে পারতে না কারণ এখন ইউটিলিটি বিল আর হাই তুমি বায়ার তোমার রাইসের দাম বেশি তোমার বিয়ারের দাম বেশি এগুলো থেকে আমরা বাড়িয়ে যেতাম হইব আমরা একটা যেমন ইটালিয়ান এক রেস্টুরেন্টে যদি তুমি খাও তার একটা ডিশ বানাইতে কস্ট লাগে আমরা হাফ প্রাইস আমরা ডাবল লাগে আমরা কত ধরনের রেসিপি কেন ইউজ করি কত ধরনের স্পাইস ইউজ করি কত ধরনের লেবার আমরা দেই আমরা ফ্রেশ টুকাইয়া আনি ইটারে কুকেলে ফেলাম আমরা মাছ আসিয়ে যদি মুখি দিয়ে ইলিশা রান্ধই তুমি ইউ রিয়েলি এনজয় এটা তুমি গিয়ে ফাইটাই নাই ওই যে টপিং করিয়া তোমার দিলার মডার্ন স্টাইলে এটা তো সাবওয়ের যাও না এখানে সাবওয়ে তো তুমি ওখানে আছে তারা আমরা ইন্ডিয়ান ডিশ বেসের সেন্সবারিজ বেসের আজদাত বেসের বাট ইগুর খালি তো ইনো ফাইটাই নাই ইনো আইয়া 6 পাউন্ড দি বিয়ার খাইতো ওখানে 2 পাউন্ডে তো বিয়ার পায় সেন্সবারি কিতার লাগি খার আইয়া মনে করে ইগুর লগে একটা ফ্যান্টাস্টিক ফ্লেভারেবল খারি খাইব যেগুর মাঝে রিয়েলি টেস্টি মজা আছে সিলেটি ভাষায় কয় মজা মজা করে রান্ধা হইছে
Mr. Khan, I want to ask you a question, which is, we have half of our community members are female, if not more. Half of the British Bangladeshi population, if not more, are female. We know that traditionally it was our fathers who migrated here who initiated this trade, and we respect them. And for those who have passed away, may God have mercy on them and reward them for the efforts that they've done for their family. Now we all have, female members, children, second generation, even third generation. How can we get females into this sector? It may be that the females may help to break through in terms of what you're talking about when it comes to connecting with the second and third generation. What's the way to get females into this sector?
আমার মেসেজ হইল এটার ব্যাপারে আমরা আগে যারা মুরব্বীরা আইছে স্বাভাবিকভাবে ম্যাকডোনাল্ডে গিয়ে একটা চিপস কিনিয়া খাইতো না মনে করতো এটা হালাল নাই তো এটারে হয়েছে কিটা তখন মনে করতো তার ওয়াইফরে যদি বারে বারে লইয়া যায় যে সরম আছে হয়তো বিভিন্ন ধরনের ব্যারিয়ারের চিন্তা করতা এটা একটা আমরা একটা কালচার আমরা একটা সামাজিক অবস্থান থেকে এটা হয়েছে এখন আর এটা নাই এখন কর্তৃপক্ষিত জানুনি এখন দরকার যেমন কবিরে আগে কইছেন যে কিভাবে লোকাল ফুডস এনকারেজ করা যায় আমার মতে লোকালে যদি আমরা ফুড রেট কিভাবে ডেভেলপ ফুড একটা আর্ট কিন্তু ফুড একটা জোক না এটা বহুত বড় একটা আর্ট এই আর্টটারে যদি আমরা এডুকেশনের মূলকভাবে যদি একাডেমিক করতাম পারি আর এই একাডেমিকে যদি একটা সাবজেক্টে আমরা কুকিংয়ের মাঝে রাখতাম পারি রাখিয়া যদি এটারে কই যে ও এডুকেশনটা নিয়ে ডিপ্লোমা লই যাও দ্যাট ইজ সার্টেন অ্যামাউন্ট অফ স্যালারি 30,000-40,000 তুমি পাইবাই ফিমেল মেল সবে কিন্তু ডাইভার্ট হয়ে যাইব আর আমার বিশ্বাস আমরা ফিমেল যদি এই ইন্ডাস্ট্রি জয়েন করে আর থিওরিক্যাল এন্ড প্র্যাকটিক্যাল এডুকেশন যদি নিতে পারে যে রেস্টুরেন্টে কাম করবো এই রেস্টুরেন্টের বিজনেস ডাবল হইব
Okay,
like আমরা জেনারেশনের মাঝে ফিমেল মেল মাস্ট কাম ফরওয়ার্ড.
Absolutely, and this is exactly what we want at the BBCA, yourself, Uncle Enamali, and obviously Shaista Mamu and everybody else that is connected with the industry to rebrand and to re-energize and to reinvigorate the Bangladeshis that are living over here in order to feel passionate about what is our legacy over here. It's not just from the Raj that the curry, we have built it over here, and there is in an era of racial and identity politics, it's very, very important to have some kind of foundation and framework and a contribution to a certain country that you're based in, and we certainly have the United Kingdom. Nadia Hussain is a perfect example of an absolutely brilliant Bangladeshi talent, female, who has decided not to become a female entrepreneur or an owner of a restaurant. There are many, many Nadia Husseins that are currently in Bangladeshi households. The BBCA has to find a way of having more female participation and also entrepreneurs in the Bangladeshi cuisine and as Bangladeshi restaurateurs. They also need to be actively marketing to the right groups in the right way in order to change the culture of working in a Bangladeshi restaurant. Make it cool. I mean, for example, when you go to America, I love the customer service in America. I mean,
Yes.
the best service in the world is in America, without doubt. One of the reasons why the service is so great in America is their wage structure. They pay a fixed salary, and on top of that, they incentivize with the amount of commission they generate as a team, which gives you an opportunity to earn more than what you're entitled to on a fixed wages. What do you think about radically changing the wage structure in the United Kingdom, in the Bangladesh restaurants, to attract that kind of talent?
Uncle, everything is possible. As I mentioned to you earlier, our habit need to be changed. From today, all the career leaders, BBCA or any other organization, we must be united. Must be united. That's the point number one.
Mm.
Point number two, we must start from today to branding North Indian cuisine as a Bangladeshi cuisine.
Yes.
Number three, yes, this is two. Number three, we must establish a educational place where we can train up our people to learn how to cook curry, learn how to run the restaurant with the modern way. Then this is number three. Number four is that which one you just mentioned, Uncle. The Americans is that a commission system. To me, you should apply this same system in here. Staff is will be benefited, you guys will be benefited, and profit and margin will be very high, and your business will be, without your presence, your business will be moving. And is my suggestion, my request to everyone, must united and start those things and do very frequently. What frequently you have to do? Networking, encouraging to young generation. Some of the young generation goes in a different line. We should modify them to bring them in a proper line and guide them to come forward and join this industry.
Once again, thank you so much for your vital contribution and feedback and input into this particular topic. Now, you are watching Bideshi Vibes on fb.com/Bideshi Vibes, sponsored by the European Prabashi Bangladeshi Association. Obviously, we've already done our crack the code questions already. So just to repeat the questions again in order for you to win Emdad Rahman MB's football poetry book. And it's a beautiful book of football poets. He's an amazing guy and he's so kind to donate this to us. The 6 questions are: question 1, what extremely hot chili used in dishes in the Indian subcontinent is also known as the viper pepper? Question 2, what popular vegetarian curry dish is made using mainly potatoes and cauliflower? Question 3, what name is given to the clarified butter frequently used in curry dishes? Question 4, what name is given to a popular yogurt-based drink served in Bangladeshi restaurants that can be made either sweet or savory? Question 5, what name is commonly used to describe a pickle condiment used in curries? Question 6, what word can be used to refer to a famous type of curry as well? What word can be used to refer to a famous type of curry as well as the bucket? These are your 6 questions. You know the rules. The first alphabet of each answer, unscramble it, and it should be relevant to something in Bangladesh. We will announce the winner at the end of the program. Now, there is a final question. We will go to the final question, but that'll be towards the end of the program. And the final question will be based on self-deprecating and self-hating. I will explain to you afterwards. But now it's time, Uncle Shanur, to find out how Bangladeshi really are. As you're about to participate in our quiz, and we're now obviously led by Brother Yahya. Please take over from here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khan. This is your chance to. You've been very passionate about curry. You've been very passionate about your roots, which is which is direct in Bangladesh, and the fact that it's the Bangladeshi curry industry that we're talking about. We have to brand curry as a Bangladeshi contribution to this part of the world. Now, what we want to do is we want to bring out the Bangladeshi in you. Are you ready for that, Mr. Khan?
Yes, I am.
You
We are
are.
expecting 100% from him. We've never had
Yes, yes.
100%, have we?
Mr. Khan, this is going to really bring out the Bangladeshi in you, and we think that you should be able to answer all the questions correctly. You know, if there's anyone, we want to see how much of a patriot you really are through these questions. We on the first
Oh,
one
he
is
is a patriot. He's a patriot. You can already tell he's a patriot.
we're going to bring out that patriotism from him, inshallah. Let's see. Mr. Khan, round one. This round is called Deshi Nam. So we will show you pictures of items from Bangladesh,
Yeah.
and you using your own native tongue, which could
Yeah.
be Sylheti or anywhere else for that matter, for you to identify and give a name. We're not going to necessarily say you're right or wrong. We want you and the audience to speak, and then maybe at the end we'll find out how many you've got right.
Answer I done.
I know. I notice you've been drinking a lot of water, Mr. Khan. This
No
is the
lemonade. No lemonade.
Yes. So you might need to be drinking a lot more lemonade now, because this is
No,
really
I don't think so. I don't need it. I'm sure I can success.
Okay. Let's see then. Let's go for
Thank
the
you.
first one. What is the
Lantern.
name of this item, Mr. Khan?
This is a lantern. Hurricane. Arok bashaya koi, Sileti bashaya koi lantern and na hurricane.
Okay.
Lantern.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Seems like he's ready to. Oh,
Ooh.
That
Mr.
is
Khan.
the meetha aloo, sweet aloo.
Mita alu, sweet alu, any
Meetha
other?
aloo, koite paro meetha aloo.
Okay. Mani mishti alu.
Oh, yeah, mishti aloo.
Okay. I thought it was like a little mouse, actually.
Look like mouse. Some of the aloo amra jeta siddho kori khai Bangladesho, or
Yeah.
similar one.
Okay. This is an interesting one. It looks like small bricks to me, small square bricks. I'm not sure what
A
these
little
are.
like camel bites you get from Tesco's.
Yeah,
These are
I think it's a sugar cube, maybe sugar cube, brown sugar cube.
Is there any other thing that you can think of?
It's a chocolate, Bangladeshi chocolate.
It's very traditional, Mr. Khan. It's very, very traditional. Particularly our elders. I remember seeing them actually bite into this item.
Guana.
It's connected to, I think, Gua. Those who it seems like some kind of a soil item. Soil.
আমার ঠিক মনে পড়েন না কিন্তু আমি তো গুয়া করি তো লাগে না আমার কাছে
Let's
It's
move
not Gua,
on.
definitely. You're right.
ওকে
Okay, let's move to the next one. Oh,
এটা তো তেতই লেখান লাগে
it looks like some kind of dried fruit paste.
ড্রাই ফুড পেস্ট তো ইউ আর কি বা ওটারে কি তা কই তেতই লেখান very similar to I can't remember anyway
Is it sota or something?
ও তো হইতে পারে ঠিক মনে নাই এটা লং টাইম তো এটা
Wow.
সিমিলার নাই
So time actually can take things away from us, actually.
yes yeah
Let's move on.
Let's go to the next one. Mr. Khan seems very keen and okay.
সূর্যমুখী ফ্লাওয়ার
What is the name of this flower, Mr. Khan?
বাংলায় কয় এটারে সূর্যমুখী
Right.
Shurjamukhi.
Surjo means the sun, I think, isn't it?
It
Okay.
sounds like an emoji. Shurjamukhi. That could be the name of an emoji, couldn't it?
সূর্যমুখী এটা memory but I'm trying anyway yeah
Okay, so that's 5.
Right. Well, I mean, I think, Mr. Khan, how do you feel? Do you think that you've got all of them correct?
I'm not sure but I'm sure majority will be correct
He's having doubts now.
majority will be correct
We will come to the
let's see how
answers
many is
later on.
correct that's very good quiz
Right. The second part, Mr. Khan, is called Bideshi Kham. So basically, we will give you items and words that you translate from English into Bengali, the nearest to your knowledge and your ability. Okay?
বই তো খাইয়া যায় good drink
Right. Are you ready, Mr. Khan?
I
Round
am.
2. Okay. Right. So can you put that into Bangla, please?
এটা বাংলা হইলো এগুলো ঠেলা গাড়ি আর কি যেমন বালু টালু বা ইটুটে ঠেলা গাড়ি দিয়া নিয়ে একখান জায়গাতে আরো জায়গাতে মুভ করতে হয় ঠেলা গাড়ি
What does the phrase say? It's a small amount of the total needed. Say that in Bangla, please.
ঠেলাগাড়ি
Can you, can you translate the words there, Mr. Khan? Can you translate into Bengali, please?
বেঙ্গলি
It's
এটারে আসলে তো কইলাম না নি বাংলায় হয় লিফট করিয়া নিবার লাগি একটা জিনিসের আর কি
No, can you translate? It's a small amount of the need of the total needed into Bengali, please, in your own words.
push tray or something.
Push tray. Let's go to the next one. Let's
Push
go.
trolley, push trolley.
Right. So can you see this? Can you see this item, Mr. Khan?
Air freshener.
Yeah, but you need to. Can you translate that into Bengali? Air freshener. How would you
Air freshener. You are সুগন্ধি ছড়াইয়া দিতে আর কি সুগন্ধি সুগন্ধি.
Okay. All right. So what would be
Go to the next one.
Okay. Can you? Is this one is called?
বিস্কুট একটা বিস্কুটের নাম হইলো পিকআপ. একটা বিস্কুট স্ন্যাকর লাখান খাইতে আর কি.
বাংলায় আপনি একটু খোকা পিকআপ শব্দ বাংলায়
পিকআপ মানে এটা যে কোনো একটা বিজনেস বিস্কুটটারে প্যাকেটের ভিতরে থেকে পিকআপ করিয়া চাল লোকে খাইতে হয়. এটা ইভিনিং টি হইতে পারে আফটারনুন টি লোকে খাইতে হয় আর বিস্কুট খাইতে হয় প্যাকেট থেকে খুলিয়া.
তাহলে এটার নাম কি তুলা দাও নি তুলা দাও
তুলা দাও
হয় না এটা একটা বিস্কুটের নাম এটা একটা বিস্কিট নাম হইলো তার পিকআপ.
আচ্ছা
Okay. Next one.
Now you ওটা আপনি ট্রান্সলেট করতে হইবা in English in বাংলা.
I'm the only man who running footman. মানে তাই এক পাওয়ে দৌড়ারা আর কি দৌড়ি দৌড়ি যাইতেছে এটা লেংড়াইয়া যাই আর কি ওলা. মানে আমরা আগে যে বাংলাদেশও সাড় খেলাইতাম তো সাড় লইয়া সাড় ইটাইয়া কইতো যে এক পাও দিয়া লেংড়াইয়া যাই অতখান থেকে তুমি অতখান জায়গা যাইতে পারো যদি তুমি উইনার তো এটারে কয় ডেঙ্গাই যাওয়া.
Right.
One kind of খেলা আর কি এটা.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you translate that into Bengali, Mr. Khan? Some people just need a high five in the face with a chair. In Bengali, please.
আইফাই মানে একজন আরেকজনের লগর যে আত্মীয়তাটারে মানে অ্যাপ্লাই করা আর কি আমরা হাইফাই দিলে এমনি বলে ওকে আছি তো এইটাই লোকে আমরা একজন আরেকজনে ইউ রাইট ওটা আর কি আর কিছু কি তো হইতে পারে মিনিং.
Well, Mr. Khan, it was very interesting, actually. Your take on each of those words and each of those items, and you came up with the very interesting explanations as well. We will give you a bonus one. There is a bonus.
Mike, I can learn something anyway. Maybe some of them I'm wrong.
Mr. Khan, have you heard of Gordon Ramsay?
Yes, sir. He's a good famous
Of course
chef.
he's heard of Gordon Ramsay. Come on.
No, he's a bit different than Gordon Brown, I can assure you.
Who is it then?
Right. Gordon Ramsay, as you know, apart from being a Michelin chef, he's very popular on TV, and he has lots of phrases and lots of sayings, and some of his words are, he's quite explicit sometimes when he uses certain words. We've managed to find a very nice saying from Gordon Ramsay, Mr. Khan, which we would like you to totally translate in Bengali. You cannot mix English with it totally. We would like you to totally translate this into Bengali as part of your bonus round.
Okay.
Are you willing to take the challenge, Mr. Khan?
Please. I love to.
It's very keen.
I know I'm not going to win, but I'm trying.
Good.
I don't like looking back. I'm always constantly looking forward. That's I love it. I'm not the one sort of sit and cry over the split milk. I'm not too busy looking for the next cow. তার কথাটা একটা কথা কিন্তু এখানে খুব সুন্দর হয়েছে যেমন আমেরিকান ব্ল্যাক লিডার আছে এক হয়েছিল যে পিছনে তাকাইবার সময় নাই যদি দৌড়িতে না পারো হামাগুড়ি খাও হামাগুড়ি মানে ক্রলিং করা তো আমরা তার কথা রইলো দ্যার ইজ নো টাইম আমরা পিছনে টাকাইবার সময় নাই ইন্ডিয়ান রেস্টুরেন্টে লইয়া বাংলাদেশি রেস্টুরেন্ট বানাইবার লাগি এখন তাকে আগে দি দৌড়াও পিছে দি দৌড়িও না দ্যাটস ইজ দ্য মেসেজ.
Oh, mashallah. It's a very beautiful message. Are we going to get him to translate, or is this it?
Well, Mr. Khan, Now,
Yes,
what we want you to do, you gave a very nice summary of the overall message. We
Yes.
would like you to say, I don't like looking back. আমি বালা ফাইনা পিছনে দেখা।
আমি
So,
পিছনে বালা পাই না দেখবার, আমি চাই সামনে দিয়ে যাইতাম। কিলা যাইতাম? ইন্ডিয়ান কুজিন রে ব্র্যান্ডিং করতাম বাংলাদেশি কুজিন কইয়া। So let's start the janda in my hand and look forward, move forward to make branding name Bangladeshi cuisine.
Yeah,
okay.
we totally agree with you. Now, thank you so much for this quiz. I don't think you've done very well in this particular round or the previous one.
Yes.
So we will keep the gift as so when we meet, we will give it to you as complimentary rather than you
No
winning anything.
problem.
Now, just coming back to the topic, one final question before we wrap up the show. Do you think there's a bit of self-hating, self-deprecating, what is the word? A bit of tribalism, even racism within the community as such? For example, we all have young families. Everybody goes out to eat with their family, with their friends. Obviously, we order for catering, for wedding, and for birthdays. But the chances of a Bangladeshi couple or a Bangladeshi family going to a Bangladeshi restaurant to eat and dine is not as common as, for example, that same family going to alternative cuisines or, for example, restaurants belonging to, say, for example, Indian cuisines or Sri Lankan cuisines or Pakistani cuisines. Do you think there is a neglect, A, from the Bangladeshi restaurants in not serving to the Bangladeshi community? You look at Green Street, you look at Tooting, for example, majority of the customers are Asian. A lot of those customers are Bangladeshi. I look at the current sad situation in Brick Lane, where a lot of the restaurants are closing down, even though they're at the hub of the Bangladeshi community. Hardly the Bangladeshis goes to eat in there. Is there a neglect from both the Bangladeshi consumer and the Bangladeshi restaurant towards each other? And how do we change this?
Well, I don't think, I'm not agree with that. The Bangladeshi customer when go to the Bangladeshi restaurant, they are being neglected. No, this is not right. But we are, as I mentioned to you earlier, our habit, our mentally we should be big. Our mental should be mindset should be properly done. আমরা যদি মেন্টালি বড় হইতাম চাই তা আমরা এই সমস্ত ছোট ছোট এরর রে ওভারলুক করতাম হইব। আমরা যারা ইংলিশ মানুষের সার্ভ করি, আমরা তারা যেমন আমার এখানে লট অফ বাংলাদেশি কাস্টমারে ডাইন করে তারা ফ্যামিলি নিয়ে, আই ট্রিট দেম, দে আর মাই গেস্ট বিকজ দে আর পেইং ফর দ্যাট। হোয়াট আই ডু, আমি তার একটা ডিসকাউন্টও দিই অনেক সময়, কই কারণ আমরা দেশি মানুষে খাওয়াই। আমরার মানুষে কিন্তু আগে ডাইন আউট কম করতো, এখন নাও এ ডেজ 80% চিলড্রেন আর ডাইন আউট করে বিকজ অফ দ্য জেনারেশন চেঞ্জ, ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জ, সমাজ ব্যবস্থা চেঞ্জ। সুতরাং এটার লাগি আমি মনে করি না, বাট আমরা করতাম হইব তারা লাইক করে গ্রিল খাওয়া, তারা মনে করে আমরা বাংলাদেশি ফুড তো আমরা গড়ে খাই সবসময়, ওয়াই নট আই গো ফর সামথিং ডিফারেন্ট। থাই তো আমরা কুক করি না, ম্যাকডোনাল্ড আমরা কুক করি না, আমরা গ্রিল করি না। অবভিয়াসলি আমরা জেনারেশনে দে লাভ গ্রিল, লাভ Thai, love some of them they like fish and chips. So এটা লাগে যদি বারে আউটিং করে is fine, but is my point of view, বা কেউ যদি এই ধরনের নেগলেক্ট করিয়া থাকে, my humble request to you through they should not do that. They should treat them as their guest and they look after them properly and encourage them to come dine again and again.
Okay, very briefly, just to go into, I think you're counting cash there. I know.
No, I'm not, Uncle. I'm not counting cash.
Very briefly, just to come in on, and this is where the polarization within Bangladeshis themselves come in. For example, a family wants to go and dine at a place where they may be very uncomfortable with, say, for example, alcohol. It's possible to be successful as a Bangladeshi restaurant without not serving alcohol if you're uncomfortable. Am I correct?
Uncle, a lot of people, they already moved from alcohol. If you say, example, I don't drink, I don't smoke, means is not that I'm not serving, I'm serving the people. But if your mindset that I'm going to eat tonight chicken curry and rice, that is my mindset. And if I say, look, I'm going to involve with the pint of beer, that is another issue. but completely. If you do first waqt namaz, that is your way you build your life. The difference করবো তুমি তোমার লাইফ রে লিড করডাই কিলা alcohol a lot of people এখন alcohol করে না তারা কেক ব্যবসা করে lot of people তারা ফাস্ট ফুড লাখান ইন্ডিয়ান ফুড রে স্ট্রিট ফুড হিসাবে ইউজ করে করতে পারো কোনো সমস্যা নাই এটা ইজ চয়েস ইজ yours.
Absolutely. The message for Uncle Shahanur is here. Yes, alcohol is entirely up to your choice. You can be a Bangladeshi restaurateur and be a Bangladeshi and serve Bangladeshi food, not necessarily with alcohol. There's all kinds of different ideas there. I certainly feel that there is, even though Uncle Shahanur will not agree with me, I feel there is a form of prejudice of the Bangladeshi consumer towards the Bangladeshi restaurants, and I also feel that Bangladeshi restaurants do have some kind of neglect towards the Bangladeshi consumer. They don't accommodate for it. Some of the other nationalities, they certainly do. Now, just before we actually wrap up the show, Brother Yahya, I think we're going to give Uncle Shahanur, because he did so badly on the other quizzes, we're going to give him an opportunity on Crack the Code Challenge.
Yeah, I think we'll actually give you a chance. It was quite surprising, actually. I know he's saying that it's been a long time, so we'll use that as an excuse. But we'll give you the opportunity to answer the questions on Crack the Code challenge. So let's have the first question, and let's see if you can answer it now. What extremely hot chili used in dishes in the Indian subcontinent, of course Bangladesh is included in that, is also known as the viper pepper?
Yep.
Yes.
আমরা তো রেড চিলি ইউজ করি গ্রিন পেপার ইউজ করি আবার নাগাও তো ইউজ করি ডিপেন্ডস করব হুইচ ডিশ ইউ আর হ্যাভিং ইফ ইউ হ্যাভিং এ বিন্ডালু তো আমরা মরসর যে সিটি মরে সিলেটি ভাষায় কইছি গুড়া মরিচ যেটা লাল মরিচ যেটা আমরা ওটা হট করিয়া দেই একটা আলুর লগে এটা হট হইবা লাগে দ্যাট ডিপেন্ডস ফর দ্য ডিশ.
Okay, the next one, speaking of
aloo gobi, cauliflower and potato mix koriya aloo gobi re dry kori এটা very popular.
Aloo gobi, what does gobi mean? Like gobi
means is a cauliflower. Aloo ilo potato.
Right.
Beautiful dish.
Aloo gobi.
Question 3.
Butter use করে সাধারণত এটা মাইল্ড কারির মাঝে বাটার চিকেন খাওয়া হয় এটারে বাটার চিকেন দিয়া যদি মানে ভেরি মাইল্ড করিয়া কেউ বানায় ডিফারেন্ট অ্যাঙ্গেলে.
What is clarified butter? What is the name of clarified butter? Question 3. What is butter?
Anchor butter use korte paro. Any type of butter use korte paro.
Mr. Khan, I want to come back to number 3, Mr. Khan. There is a term for a butter that's used by your industry, which is not the standard butter in the.
What is it?
It's much more stronger. What is the name of that butter in Bangla? I think there's a name for it.
Is it use kori to amra butter jeta eta to English butter use kore.
Is it ghee? Is it ghee? I think
ghee to amra butter koy na uncle. Ego butter এটা ghee to eta ase amra rata kheu khanom use kore কেউ বাংলা বা ghee use করে ghee তো ওই বিভিন্ন জায়গা বাটারটারে পার্টিকুলারলি একটা সার্টেন ডিশ আছে যেখানে পিস অফ বাটার দেওয়া হয়.
I think Kabir has really got me into a twist tonight. I can see that to myself. Okay. I'm sure the audience feel the same. Let's go for number 4, Kabir. Go on.
What name is given to a popular yogurt-based drink served in Bangladeshi restaurants that can be made either sweet or savory? Quickly.
এটা তো yogurt drink ba.
Yeah, but what is the yogurt-based drink? What is the name?
এটা yogurt এটা আমরা কই আসলে মিল্ক ইয়ো পাওয়া যায় কিতা কই আমরা তো কই লাচ্ছি
that is the
ওই নে দিয়া বানাই আর কি কেউ বানায় ম্যাঙ্গো সুইট লাচ্ছি বানায় কেউ সল্টি লাচ্ছি বানায় অনেক কিছু বানায় মাসে.
Okay.
Mr. Khan, what is your favorite lachi? The sweet one or the salty one?
Yeah.
Salty one, uncle. Because I got diabetes.
So you're saying that you're already sweet enough, so you don't want
to be... I'm going to sweet enough, uncle. My sweet day is gone already.
Okay,
no, don't say the auntie is probably watching. So you have to stay sweet.
Maybe.
You have to be so sweet that you give her diabetics as a result.
Anyway, uncle, I like your cap. Cap is very attract me.
Thank you very much. We can get you one.
Carry on Bangladeshi name as well.
We'll get you one. No problem.
Thank you so much for that.
Question 5.
Question 5. What name is commonly used to describe a pickle condiment used in curries? Quickly, please, uncle.
Mango chutney.
It's not mango chutney, is it? It's another one.
Lime
Okay.
pickle, mango chutney,
We will tell
onion
you the
chutney,
answer.
mint sauce, সবটা use করা যায়।
Let's do questions. Let's do question 6. What word can be used to refer to a famous type of curry as well as a bucket?
What is referred to famous type of curry
You
as
have to
well as
get this one. You have to get this one.
না বাকেট
Otherwise,
এখন
you're
কি
gonna
ধরনের বাকেট তুমি
the
পড়ায়
carry on your
বাকেটের
own.
মাঝে তো অনেক রেস্টুরেন্টও ডিফারেন্ট টাইপ অফ বাকেট ইউজ করে
The balti, the balti, the
বালতি
balti.
তো বালতি টিক্কা মশলা বেচে কেউ বালতি বিরিয়ানি বেচে এটা তো ডিফারেন্ট আছে নাইনি হ্যাঁ
Okay, let's give you the answers. Okay, the answer one was naga. You got that one right. Alu gobi, you got that one right. Number 3 was ghee. You didn't mention ghee. We're not giving it to you, but you questioned our
ওকে
you
ওকে
questioned our question. So that's a question mark. Lassi, you got. Achar, I think you've got. And question number 6 was balti. Now, we're coming to the end of the show. Now, the message for this particular show is for our viewers and everybody else. And also, one of the reasons why we've got one of the leading figures of the Bangladeshi industry, Bangladesh restaurant industry with us, is to actually, like Brother Yahya mentioned, is to bridge that connection between their generation and the new generation and the new generations to come. What I would recommend to all Bangladeshis watching, right? Working in Bangladeshi restaurants is a lot of fun. It can be very cool. It can be very, very hip. You will meet like-minded people. You'll enjoy the work you will do. You will learn a craft. You will learn a trade, and you will continue a legacy that Uncle Shahnur and everybody else of his generation have built for us, this generation. And we're hoping that legacy could be cherished and it could be treasured and it be continued and it could evolve. And we welcome participation from the female labor force, as well as everybody that's currently working other places. They should think about working Bangladeshi restaurants. Bangladeshi restaurants need to think about the codes and practice and ethics in their restaurant to make it more comfortable for this new generation to start working in and hopefully enjoy working in Bangladeshi restaurant as such. Also, we would recommend for families and couples and everybody that goes out to eat and dine, whenever you feel like eating food that is similar to your home and you want Bangladeshi food, go to a Bangladeshi restaurant, support Bangladeshi restaurants through either dining in or through takeaway. Okay, this is what we recommend because the industry needs your support, not in terms of labor participation, but in terms of consumption as well. It's been another wonderful show, and Brother Yahi, another 75 minutes has raced through with a truly wonderful guest. Please say gratitude to all our viewers and our obviously very esteemed guest. And until we see each other next time.
Great, thank you very much. First of all, I just want to say the word from the Crack the Code Challenge was Bangla. Okay, the word for Crack the Code Challenge, the answer was Bangla. So great effort by Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan, first and foremost, thank you very much. Thank you to the EPBA for being our sponsor and supporter
Yes.
tonight. We look forward to a very important revolution within the Bangladeshi curry industry. Inshallah, it will happen. We need people like yourselves to continue pushing, and that needs to tip over. And we invite second and third generation who are watching our show, come forward and take over. And I'm sure the elders who set this tradition up, when they see you successful, they will feel even great for your contribution, and the opportunity is there for us to take it. If we don't take it, somebody else is going to take it, and we cannot let that happen. The curry industry, as Uncle Khan or Mr. Khan has made very clear, is one of the biggest income earners to this society, more than even steel as an example. So the opportunity is huge, but it's us who need to come forward to make that connection, make that innovation, and be consistent and persistent to make a difference, and let the curry industry know that it is the Bangladeshis who have made this industry, and it's the Bangladeshi curry industry that needs to go ahead and make that difference. Inshallah, that will happen. A big thank you once again to Mr. Khan, EPBA, as well as all others that are watching, all our viewers. Thank you, of course, to our producer and our volunteers, including Brother Nazir, and of course our team member, Brother Ansar, and everyone else who put this show together. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, and join us and tag us on other discussion forums. And until the next episode, stay well, stay safe, protect yourself, protect your family, maintain the government guidelines, and hurry up.
And thank you for the both of you, as well as who work on the back. As I mentioned to you, also the audience, I'd like to big thanks and thank you having me again. Thank you for that, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.